Your spasticity is most likely not a life sentence. And for those who have been a few years out from their stroke, you may find that hard to believe. But over the last 10 years of working with stroke survivors, I've seen spasticity significantly improve with the right approach, even years after stroke. So if you've been quietly wondering if this is just how it's going to be, then keep watching, because the honest truth is actually better than you think. Most people who've been dealing with spasticity for years have been trying, really trying. And the problem isn't their effort, it never was. It's that the approach most stroke survivors are handed after discharge just isn't enough. And when you do the wrong things consistently for a long enough period of time, it's only natural to start to wonder if this is just how it's going to be. So, will spasticity go away? Here's the honest answer. It depends. And I know that's not really the answer you were hoping for, but spasticity is just such a complex condition, and there's just a whole lot of gray area. The location of the stroke, the severity, what areas are affected, no two strokes are the same, which means no two recovery paths are the same either. So what I can tell you from years of working with stroke survivors is this. It is rare that spasticity won't improve at all with the right approach. Rare. But here's the other side. For chronic stroke survivors, it's also unlikely to completely disappear. But here's what I've seen over and over again. Many stroke survivors get to the point where the spasticity is just barely affecting their daily life. Not gone, but managed, functional. Not something they think about every single day. And that's a very, very real achievable outcome for a lot of people. And the other thing I want you to hear is there are new advances in spasticity treatments every single year. Things that didn't exist 5 years ago are now available. So don't close the door to new options. Keep asking questions. Keep trying new things. Become the expert in your own condition. The survivors I've seen make the most progress are the ones who never stop looking for a better approach. And honestly, they kind of know a little bit more about their condition than their therapist. Now here's where most people get this wrong. When formal therapy ends and spasticity hasn't resolved, it's easy to connect these two things together. Easy to think that the window has closed. But therapy ending and recovery ending are not the same thing. And that's the distinction that matters more than almost anything else I'm going to say in this video. Think of neuroplasticity like a door. It never locks, but the longer it goes without the right input, the heavier the door gets. Every month of consistent targeted effort makes that door lighter to push open. Every month without it makes it heavier. The window doesn't close, but it does get harder. And that's not meant to scare you, that's just meant to motivate you. So what is the right input? Well, it's not just stretching. Stretching alone treats the symptom, the tightness, without addressing what's actually driving it. What actually moves the needle in neuroplasticity-based movement is repetitive, task-specific practice that signals the brain to rewire. Consistent positioning throughout the day, so you're not reinforcing the pattern you're trying to break. The right intensity and frequency, because the brain needs enough input to actually change. And for some stroke survivors, medical treatment layered on top, such as Botox, nerve blocks, or any other intervention, are valid and important part of the equation. That's not just failure, that's just being an expert in your own condition. If you're not sure where you are in your recovery or what your spasticity actually needs right now, I've got a free 2-minute quiz linked in the description that's going to help you point you in the right direction. But look, I know this isn't the yes, it'll definitely go away answer you were hoping for, but how I want you to think about it is the door is still open, and that's the real takeaway. And what you do next determines how far it opens. So every month of the right approach is a month of progress, and every month without it is harder for the door to open. You've already been trying, now let's make sure you're walking through it with the right direction. So you can watch my 7 evidence-based strategies to reduce spasticity at home up here. And if you want to get started and do some actual movement today, you can follow my hand and arm daily spasticity management routine down here.